Russian Empire is the name given to Russia between 1721 and 1917. It covered large areas of the European, Asian, and American continents, being the successor political chieftain to the Russian Tsarate number 1. The expression Imperial Russia designs the chronological period of Russian history, from the conquest of the territories between the Baltic Sea and the Pacific Ocean initiated by Peter I until the Emperor Nicholas II, and the beginning of the Revolution of 1917. The capital of the empire was St. Petersburg, renamed Petrograd in 1914 after the start of the First World War. At the end of the 19th century, the empire comprised 22,800,000 kilometers. According to the 1897 census, its population reached 125,640,000 people, the majority 93.44 million living in Europe. More than 100 different ethnic groups lived together in the empire. In addition to the current territory of Russia, in 1917 the Russian Empire included territories of Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Ukraine, Belarus, eastern half of Poland, Saraf of Poland, Moldova, Romania, Finland, most of the Central Asia, and a lot of countries. Between 1741 and 1867, the Russian Empire also included Alaska across the Bering Strait. It also controlled for a certain period the region of Chinese Manchuria, the northern region of Iran, and the northern half of Uzbekistan. Russian was the most common of the languages in Imperial Russia, spoken by 70% of the population, where 40% of the speakers are concentrated in European Russia and its adjacent territories such as Kiev and Minsk in Asia through the cities crossed by Trans-Siberian. The Russian Empire was ruled by an hereditary monarchy led by an autocratic king since the Romanov dynasty. The official religion of the empire was Orthodox Christianity, controlled by the monarch through the Holy of Holies ruling synod. Agriculture in the Russian Empire through the 19th-20th centuries represent a major workforce, yet Russia lagged technology behind other developed countries. Imperial Russia, officially founded in 1721 and abolished in 1817, was the among largest exporters of agricultural produce, especially wheat. The Free Economic Society of 1765 to 1919 may continue efforts to improve farming techniques. The military history of the Russian Empire encompasses the history of armed conflict in which the Russian Empire participated. This history stretched from its creation in 1721 by Peter the Great until the Russian Revolution, 1917, which led to the establishment of the Soviet Union. Much of the related events involved the Imperial Russian Army, Imperial Russian Navy, and from the early 20th century, the Imperial Russia Air Service. And the Russian Empire had a simple political organization. Its form of a government was an absolute monarchy in the Tsar Emperor of the Romanov dynasty. The executive and legislative power were concentrated. In addition, the Tsar had the support of the nobility, the clergy, and a large army. It was based on the extraction of oil, coal, and iron in the areas of Baku, Donetsk, and Ural. The first industries were an annex to the peasant economy. And the economy of the Russian Empire and its power of Europe increased after Peter the Great when he transformed the Russian Tsarate into an empire. A power struggle followed until the Catherine established the state, but it was not until Alexander made Russia notice that it became a major economic power. The social organization was organized by 5 parts. First, the royalty. They play a very important role since the vast majority of the public positions, both military and civil, were reserved for this class. Number 2, the clergy. The Tsar was the head of the Orthodox charged with religious and political powers. It was he who made the appointments to the different ecclesiastical positions. Number 3, the middle class. It was very scarce. It was made up of small merchants and rich peasants. Even so, it was with the middle class that a minority intellectual class emerged. Last one, the peasants. They made up the majority of population of the Russian Empire. They were in the condition of servants practically until the 20th century. However, freedom did not represent an improvement in their conditions, which continued to be very harsh. Their payments were minimal and they were deprived of any type of rights.